So we now welcome Lindie Fourie from Sanne. She's also co-chair of our HR club at the LPEA. Welcome, Lindie.
Thank you, Evie. Hello, Louise.
Hello. So it's a pleasure to have you here. We have you today with us to tell us more about what is a fund administrator and accountant. I mean, if we browse for private equity and venture capital jobs in Luxembourg, I would say 25% will be related to accounting and fund admin, if not more. So there's a big market out there, but we need to understand it more.
Give us a bit of your background before we start for people to know you better.
Yes, so I'm a managing director here at Sanne Group. I've been with the group for 7 years. We provide corporate fund administration and depository and AFM services. I have lived in Luxembourg for the last 20 years, originally from South Africa. So I have also moved continents to be here. Overall, from a fund administration, fund accountant, like Louise says, this is a constant position that is open in the market. And it is quite a critical role, as most of the service providers in Luxembourg that support the big private equity houses, but mostly first front office roles, is providing accounting or corporate secretarial, fund administration, investor services to these clients.
Because actually we're speaking of two different roles here, right?
Yes, so you have fund administration on the one side, which is more legal background, company secretarial, participating in board meetings, being a super client relationship manager, where fund accounting is more technical from an operational standpoint. It is discussing valuations with the clients, looking at how assets should be booked, doing regular KPIs, and actually interlinking more on a financial side. It depends on what the client is really interested in. Some clients like to talk to accountants from a numerical point of view, and some like to focus more on the investment process, having deals approved, making sure from a structural corporate governance point of view, all the Luxembourg items are completed. So both are quite interesting. In Sanne, we work very closely in those two roles together to allow that both parties get experience and that they can follow basically easier with the client on what is happening.
I think that, in some cases, we combine the two roles. Is it correct? So if you are a fund administrator, maybe you need to do some accounting or the opposite.
Yeah, I think it's easier probably for fund accountants to do fund administration as well, because it's quite a natural development. You will naturally be involved in capital calls, on investments. You would have to move money to make sure that everything is running smoothly from an operational technical point of view. From an administration side, you won't also always be necessary to be working on the fund accounting side. But when I started, it was something that I did basic bookkeeping for corporate entities and did the administration side at the same time. It's a great learning experience because as an admin, you should basically be able to understand how the company is doing from a high level perspective. So not booking basis, but you would have to understand how the client is doing, if they've made a profit, how the financials should be read, so that you can also present that to the client at any time.
So you're speaking of clients, but in this case, I think this is a position we can find in both providers, supporting clients managing their funds, but also fund managers will also have their fund administrators and accountants, right?
Exactly.
Is there a particular difference in the job itself, or it's a matter of
I think it's a nuance. It's very similar in role perspective. I think if you work for a private equity house in Luxembourg, you'll be more involved in the deal process, financial controlling. Start out in a service provider, you can easily move over to a private equity house and work for the asset manager, or perhaps you can move up from a career development point of view inside the service provider, offering them more knowledge on the AFM, deal flow, portfolio valuation, and build yourself out from that perspective as well.
So, I mean, accounting is a very specific role. People need specific training on that. So what kind of backgrounds are we looking here? What kind of academic preparation or on-the-job training and
previous
skills
experience
people need to work so that they can perform as a fund administrator or an accountant.
All of that can be quite a positive additional skill set to bring. You would also look at data analysis, so be able to work very well in Excel, depending on the inside office.
Hi, Lindie. Sorry, can you hear me? Because we are hearing you with some cuts. Your connection is not very strong. If we could just hold for a few seconds and find a better connection spot.
Do you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, but we missed you for
a couple of seconds.
a
Yes,
couple of
if you can
seconds
start
already
again.
twice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you can find a spot with more network, because we see your network is not very strong.
Let me just try to.
Chance.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, so far so good. Maybe
So
if we
far,
could
so
go
good?
back, exactly. So maybe we could go back to this training, to the preparation, to the academic.
To the training from an
Yes.
accounting perspective,
Yes.
it is good to have a university background in accounting, studying financial analyst, statistical basis, but also to find a job that would support you on the ACCA level to get, as that is becoming more of a requirement in Luxembourg, is to become a qualified accountant. And we as a service provider also offers that in supporting the ACCA training and development.
Okay, and what is next? I mean, what is the current evolution of this role of a fund administrator or a fund accountant?
Yeah. So like I said, for fund administrator, you can build yourself and leading into a team, taking on more senior global relationship roles. Inside, from a client perspective, obviously, if you are working for a private equity house, you can become the financial controller, run a team, be a main interaction point to deal teams across the world, and then obviously becoming a director in that type of company, taking responsibility as well from a board perspective. So there's quite a lot of development. Like I said, I started off doing my own accounting and my own corporate secretarial, and currently I'm managing director. This could be the same case if you start off in a private equity house and develop yourself out.
So, and some people will come with the right academic background, others will probably come from maybe compatible areas and need some additional preparation, or they can also grow on the job. So what kind of support is provided to these professionals, especially at Sanne? What kind of training exactly, what kind of training or support, career development support they are given to progress in this career?
So we like to grow our own from that perspective. So we're happy to take candidates on that don't have a lot of experience, that have never worked in Luxembourg or doesn't have particular knowledge, but have some skills that tie them together that would give them a good foundation. If you're motivated, if you have good hardworking skills, all of this is buildable from a profile perspective. We offer mentorship in-house on accounting in particular to build out additional training. Administration, we do offer how to do AML and KYC training. We do corporate secretarial training. The main aspect that we look for, that we offer from a Sanne perspective, is that we give you diverse exposure. So you'll be able to ask the question, you'll be able to gain the experience. And I think that is the most important of finding a correct fit from a company perspective, is gaining that experience. So I would like to say that you should come to Sanne for the experience.
That's great.
Well, that's it's I mean, there are many positions out there, and I assume there are also many candidates. How can someone distinguish itself? You mentioned that you pick certain skills that you like to grow them internally. We have also questions from people applying from outside of Europe. Is there any particular restriction, or
how they can stand out?
Or are you open to those positions, exactly how they can stand out against the others?
And maybe if you accept junior people outside of Europe.
We do for internship programs. We do allow external candidates. We do offer training in-house to the internships. to be sure that they grow out. We work with various universities in Luxembourg, and we also work with the University of Ireland. Outside of Europe, we have quite a lot of programs where you can start off in one of our other offices and then do an exchange or be built out basically on how to operate on a Luxembourg vehicle from our South African office, from our Mauritius office. This basically make sure to focus on language skills, any softwares that are basically mentioned in the job application to make yourself stand out, and asset class knowledge. So if you look at what the LPA offers from the academy point of view, that's open to everybody across the globe. Sign up for a program, join the Chamber of Commerce, do some prep courses. And this will allow you to have the basic skill set and to stand out a little bit more from a profile perspective. Benefit from technology.
Yeah, and I think that Luxembourg is general, offers a lot of training to the newcomers.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of opportunities out there.
Exactly.
Do you have to give an advice to the people that they would like to apply to Sanne for this kind of roles? If you have also some open roles in your booth today?
Yes, we have quite a few positions open today. So we are looking for investor, related AML KYC, fund accountants, fund administrators. We're also looking for some students that would like to join us over the summer period and various intern roles. But we're also looking for some senior candidates who have experience either in audit or in asset class. So I'll be available at the stand for the rest of the morning so that anybody can ask me any questions as well.
Well, Sanne is one of the biggest fund administrators in Luxembourg, if not the biggest. I'm sorry if I'm not precise. My question is, so how many fund administrators and accountants do you have today in your organization?
Oh, that's a good question. In Luxembourg, fund administrators, I think as of today, I think we're about 140 persons. So on the administration side, I would say probably about 50 persons would be working purely in administration. We would probably have another 50 in accounting, and then the rest would be support roles surrounding. But we also look at administration as well from the AFM perspective, also looking at administration from the depository role. So there could be additional persons in Luxembourg that are doing this specifically.
A lot of people. So as we have a lot of students today with us and young graduates, do you have any internship opportunities?
An annual internship program that you run? Anything dedicated?
Sorry, I didn't get that last part.
If we have any internship opportunities at this moment at Sanne?
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of interesting opportunities from a growth perspective, especially on corporate secretarial side in various of the teams. We are expanding our private equity team quite significantly, but we also look for persons who have debt and real estate experience. So that is always an opportunity to learn multiple asset classes as well with Sanne.
Great, Lindie. Thank you very much for your time. I would advise people to visit your booth and talk with you about the culture of the company. I think that you have very interesting things to share with them.
Thank you very much, Paul, for hosting me. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you, Lindie.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.